in there. Peace and love to all the guys and gals and all the high vibrating species on the planet. Salute to you. Peace. How we living out there, good people? What y'all doing? Welcome back to the channels. Welcome back to the channels. Y'all know? If you're new, welcome. I appreciate you stopping by. Check us out. You know what I'm saying? This is the Academy. You know what I mean? Academy 7, there it is. And we're hoping you're doing good today. You know what I'm saying? On behalf of the staff and myself, we are hoping that you guys are doing great out there today. Staying out of the way, vibing high, and all that good jazz. You know what I'm talking about? So, and we back with SCP, the Exploring series. Yeah. So if you new, we bounce around a little bit. We got a couple channels that we're kind of, I guess it's safe to say we're kind of fond of, or I'm fond of. Don't want to necessarily put, I guess, taste in anyone else's mouth. Alright, so let me be fair here. So yeah, I'm kind of fond of these channels. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of them, and I'm not discriminating on any others. I just haven't checked out any others. I'm not trying to fill up my plate. It's already, you know what I'm saying, a lot of work coming out of a whole lot of these few little channels that we have already, right? So we're gonna just dig into these, see how much we can get, and once it seems like it's getting repetitive, you know what I'm saying, we'll start looking at other places to see if we can pull out some newer information. But at the same time, we still have to cover it, at least for the most part, most of these things. And that's what I'm here for. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm here for that. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, like I said, we don't have any new numerology. I mean, I guess I can do that 3, right? We have the 3 moon initiates, right? Okay, so we got the 3 moon initiates. And okay, so I'll give you this 3 right here. I'm not expecting to see anything, but then again, who knows? Alright, so for those that are new, and if you just haven't caught on just yet, and you've been here for a while, well, not for a while, but you've been tuning in, but you still haven't really caught on, you know what I mean? We do numerology, and we typically go for the negatives, because most of this stuff is on the negative side, right? The entities are negative, so we tend to do the negatives, but then I started doing the positive as well, because I had to start being fair and thinking about the viewer. All right, so I was thinking about you guys. So if you were born on the 3rd, which, you know what, I think today is the 3rd of August. Of course, this video won't be released today, but it's the 3rd. Alright, so let's see what energy we're on today. On the positive side is creative, artistic, confident, articulate, and musical. And I have been writing some bars today and drawing, and also drawing today and yesterday. Let's see, the negative side is vain, shallow, boastful, jealous, extravagant, a show-off, and self-indulgent. That is definitely sounding like Russ right there. And then we got some occupations down here. You're an artist, an actor, poet, a writer, dancer, entertainer, circus performer. And then we have tarot for those that are into the tarot reading. We have the Empress card, the ruler of communications. All right. So if you resonate with the number 3, born on the number 3, you like the number 3, you're on life path number 3, and any other symbolisms of 3 that resonates with your life, of course, it has to resonate. Don't force it. You cannot force energy. It has to be balanced. You can't force it. So it's either you or it's not, and you can't be selfish. You have to remember, you're not the only person alive. All right, so take that in consideration. And the 3 may resonate, the entities or energies in the 3 may resonate more with some than others. But another reason why I like doing this with you guys is because if you really think about it, which I implore that you use your critical thinking, if you really think about it, this actually allows you to question yourself. Like, sit back and you really think, how much do you really pay attention to yourself? Are you so egotistical, like, that you feel like you don't make a mistake, or you feel like you're not wrong? Because when you're dealing with the energy of the universe, there's a balance. So if there's a positive, there is a negative. You know what I'm saying? What they say, one man's trash is another man's treasure, type of deal. So that's, you know what I'm saying, what he don't need, she might need. Okay, type of deal. So, but if you find yourself on these roads of negative, just turn it around. Because sometimes, like boastful, it depends on the circumstance. It depends on the perspective and the situation. Because, I mean, you could boast, and I would say boast about your credentials. Be proud of yourself. Like, don't let that, you know what I'm saying, don't let it get twisted. There's nothing wrong with being proud of yourself. Now, there is a such thing as being too proud, where that means your ego is getting in the way and it's not balanced with your subconscious, and everything is equal, where everything feels the same equal energy as we're feeling accomplished, right? So don't let these negatives be like, oh, he said boastful, you know what I'm saying? No, because you may find boastful somewhere else on another number on the positive side. All right, so that's why I ask that, you know what I'm saying, y'all get into the numerology, buy some books, do some research, not surface level, do deeper than surface, you know what I'm saying? Deeper than surface. Because if I heard something from a guy, what is his name, Q Reeves. I think I just ran into his channel. He said something that was like pow, like profound, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, and see, now I have an entity trying to take it from me. But y'all heard what I said, though, you know what I mean? So, and if it come back to me, I'm gonna drop that science, because I ain't gonna just let him just take that out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Q Reeves, you know what I mean? Because yeah, like I said, I just ran into this guy's channel, and he has some really, really deep knowledge that goes there. It goes there. But enough talking. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see what's up with the 3 Moons initiatives. Let's see if it's even 3 moons, or if these moons are a code for females, feminine energy, or water beings. You know, you get into, you know, you got to get into all this stuff, y'all. Just know it. I say it like this. It's better to know a little bit about everything than to know nothing about nothing. Okay? Everybody can be blind, then them up, but everybody can't do it like Kenchi, all right? So let's, I hope y'all got what y'all need, because I do. And without further ado, let's get to what it is that we do. And if you new, y'all need to understand. Peace, shadow laws. How y'all doing? Come on in. I know you've been here, though. Come on in. Y'all hit the like, share, subscribe button, too. You know what I'm talking about? Help me out with the algorithm. If y'all don't mind. You feel? I appreciate it.
The 3 Moons Initiative. In the SCP universe, a number of different secretive groups fight for and protect humanity from the wolves at the door, so to speak, including, of course, the SCP Foundation, the GOC, and even the Church of the Broken God, to a degree. One group that really cares deeply about humanity's fate and works to protect us from quite far away is the 3 Moons Initiative. The fact that they can help us at all is pretty impressive, as they're all dead, and they reside in Corbinic, the strange afterlife detailed in SCP-2922. While knowledge of SCP-2922 will enhance some details about the 3 Moons, the 3 Moons Initiative. In the SCP universe, a number of different secretive groups fight for and protect humanity from the wolves at the door, so to speak, including, of course, the SCP Foundation, the GOC, and even the Church of the Broken God, to a degree.
Yeah, right.
One group that really cares deeply about humanity's fate and works to protect us from quite far away is the 3 Moons Initiative. The fact that they can help us at all is pretty impressive, as they're all dead, and they reside in Corbinic, the strange afterlife detailed in SCP-2922. While knowledge of SCP-2922 will enhance some details about the 3 Moons Initiative, it's not strictly necessary, and I'll recap what you need to know as we go. To start with, let's take a look at Corbinic itself again. As detailed in SCP-2922, the Foundation inadvertently stumbled upon a way to communicate with the dead after death, using a Foundation researcher named Janet Spiegel as their guinea pig. Janet had died in a car accident while embedded with an anomalous chip that facilitated communication, and
Chronicles of Riddick. The quasi-dead. Which quasi means in a dead state. So you're like half dead. You know what I mean? So that's what they got to be using their body for, something like that, right?
She woke up in the afterlife of Corbinic, a mysterious realm filled with various creatures, including other humans.
Oh, yeah.
The Foundation was overjoyed at the opportunity, but after Janet's...
Another thing, don't be surprised. Just so you know, I need y'all to look at that screen right here, right? I know y'all looking at it. You see the planets? I'm not arguing. Do your research, your due diligence. You see those planets? That's what your sky is supposed to look like outside. You're supposed to see this. You're supposed to see it. You know they're out there. Why can't you see them? No. Something's covering your skies. That's what you see. That's truth, guys. And just a little bit of due diligence. Open mind, third eye, meditation, spend some time. But firstly, heart and mind together. Like, you really want the truth for that reason. Like, I want to know. I got to know. Not because I want to monetize, capitalize, whatever. Like, sometimes I'm just in it for the know, man. Like, what you gonna do with the information? I probably won't do anything with it. I'm just in it for the know sometimes. I mean, you won't know what parts I'm in for the know, and just, you know what I'm saying, I'm in for the go, but I'm just letting you know everything, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't safe to assume, you feel me? But I'm just letting y'all know, this right here is 1,000. That's Saturn, right? Y'all know what that is. Man, there's a lot going on, man. They showing, okay, let's get it.
Repeated requests to speak with her living husband were denied. She stopped supplying the Foundation with information. This eventually led to the Foundation's Operation Galahad, where they lied to MTF agents and killed them to send them into Corbinic in order to provide intel on the afterlife and to capture Janet. The operation was not a big success, and that was pretty much it. Corbinic is not exactly a hospitable place. And although the dead people that get sent there typically can't die again, there are some unfortunate fates that can be encountered there. Massive primates called striders can pick you up and feed you to the Witch Queen of Bogle Mountain, which you'll survive but be deeply traumatized when you pass through. You can fall into the organic chitin sea, being lost forever in an ocean of organs and organic tissue.
Hey, what is that?
You can be frozen by large mechanical frogs to negative 20 degrees Celsius,
what coast
leading
is
to a painful recovery. As mentioned, though, there are plenty of humans in Corbinic, and while most of them congregate in various small villages as they carry through their afterlife, others have organized into something a bit more.
And there goes Stargate.
The Three Moons Initiative was formed roughly 14,000 years ago in Corbinic as the first true organization.
Y'all see them giants, man? Like, even over here, there's even one over here, man. Oh, where is this at, man? What angle is this? What is this? Oh, man.
Of humanity in the afterlife. While existence in Corbinic is often fraught with danger, especially for newcomers,
that's for the
living
Titans
without
right there,
death does have its advantages, allowing humans there to perpetually
there were
expand
giants in those
and develop.
days.
From where the Foundation's standing, the Three Moons Initiative possesses a disproportionately high military strength compared to their own. There is a drawback, though, as organic matter can never leave Corbinic, meaning that any interaction the Initiative has with our world is done through drones and other remote-controlled machines sent through a portal located on the dark side of the moon. It seems that if...
Hey, so why can't y'all do that with D-Class sometime, man? Why y'all got to send the body in there just see what gets shredded? Just, I mean, y'all...
If the Initiative truly wanted to cause problems for us, they could. and so a treaty was formed between the Foundation and the Initiative, although it's admittedly shaky. The reason for that is partly because one of the military leaders of the Three Moons Initiative is, of course, Janet Spiegel, who is especially vocal in her opposition to the Foundation. Fortunately, though, the Three Moons Initiative primary goal is to protect and safeguard humanity from all threats.
Who says?
We'll get to exactly how they do this by looking at a few SCPs in a bit. They also serve to judge the sins of all the deceased that enter Corbinic, a process carried out by their Perdition Committee. Depending on a majority vote, the deceased individual is either punished or rewarded for their deeds in life. Although I can't imagine that the process always gets things right. The leader of the Three Moons Initiative currently is also its original founder, the Eternal President, Gerard Sebastian Niang. The eternal part is not to be taken literally, as there is a planned election in a couple thousand years. Gerard was born in Senegal, in an alternate timeline of Earth, and worked for that timeline's version of the SCP Foundation as a site director. In the year 2329, the Sarkic cults in that timeline summoned something that they thought was their leader, Grand Karcist Ion, but was decidedly not, resulting in an impending end-of-the-world scenario. The world had 5 years of warning as the creature moved towards Earth, with no plan to stop it. Gerard decided to try and do something about it the day before it arrived, after watching the series finale of Sesame Street, in which Elmo expresses fear over the end of the world. Since all of the Foundation's files had been declassified by this point, he stumbled across the file for SCP-3319, a global occult coalition project that could basically teleport the Earth to a far-off solar system in the Crab Nebula.
Well, damn.
This was all pretty theoretical, though, of course, as it had never been used, and diagnostics predicted it only had a 30% chance of success. Breaking protocol, Gerard managed to activate the device, and needless to say, it didn't work as planned. Instead of going to another solar system, Earth was taken to Corbinic, killing everyone on Earth in the process. The Striders, the giant primate natives of Corbinic, launched an attack on the recent arrivals, and
well, it's safe to say we know what happened on that timeline. We ain't make it, guys. They did it in, bro. I'm telling you, it get deep, y'all. It get deep. But don't believe me. Do the research. It get deep, y'all. I think we owe them for that. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna blow up the planet? That wasn't nature, man. That ain't natural. Like what's coming now, that's natural. What's on and popping now? So the Bayside, the Corona, yeah, that thing over there. That's on time. That's on schedule. That's scheduled. That's the history. That's the history of the cosmos. It's round about that time to make the move. All the planets need to make the shift. So this is what's going on, y'all. I'm just, I know we're here for the SCP, but all the SCP company cosmos, stuff like that, right? So we need to talk about what's really going on in that cosmos, because we got the three moons right here, and they talking business on this planet. But let me tell y'all something. There right there, the sun. He ain't talking to nobody. Well, he is. He giving us download. We get the daily download. He doing a lot of. He feeding a lot of people on the planet, for the most part, energy. But then there's other species on the planet. They ain't faring so well. They're not faring so well, right? And so we got people talking on this moon, which is not okay, and they're dead, right? So that means they still harness some energies of the moons, but they're not active like the sun. He's active, right? So that gives these people to the initiative to get on these moons. Now I'm trying to actually figure out like who's on the moons, or is it the moons themselves, or however you want to say it, that's the entity. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm waiting for. But it's just so many information that just kind of, it's like boom, 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 boom. They're doing you like this when it comes to it. Like I don't went about maybe through 10 books were they just bouncing around? Like, so we got all these moons in the sky, but I'm telling y'all, this is the way skies are supposed to look without moons, though. Like, this planet really didn't have moons back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It was more like 2 suns, something like that. Two or 3 suns, right? And then there's one in the core of the Earth, right? So I think that's like the 3rd sun. So we got 1 sun that's coming back. We got that sun that's in the sky now. And these moons aren't supposed to be here, right? All public information. Due diligence. Do it yourself. But yeah, that sun, y'all might want to do a little research on that sun, because that he's in your sky. And it's time for the planets to make their evolutionary moves. So that means for those on any planets, all species on all of the planets, you either gonna evolve or you're gonna get left behind. But there is no left behind. Once the planet evolves, it's going to a state of where it won't be physical for you. So that means if you do not rise in vibration, if the planet goes to a 5D, a 6D, or 7D vibration or density, and you're still on a 3, you have nothing to stand on. Think about that. You ain't got nothing to stand on. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere you can run when the planet goes like that, like a ghost, and you just into the cosmos, into space, and you. But do your research.
And Gerard rallied the remnants of the Foundation, along with the central government of their Earth and other armed factions, to fight in the First Harvesting War. Niang became a hero to the remaining humans of his Earth, and also gained the respect of a local entity named Jalakara, who also despised the Striders. Jalakara is an incredibly powerful reality bender, basically akin to a god in Corbinic, with the appearance of a gigantic spider with a human face and beard. Jalakara resides in a fortress located thousands of light years above Corbinic, known as the Impenetrable. Having a partnership with Jalakara resulted in the creation of the Lunar Dawn Initiative, their name until after the Second Harvesting War, when it became the Two Moons Initiative. Presumably, that other timeline of Earth became the first moon near Corbinic, until another one showed up, resulting in the Second Harvesting War, and then eventually a third showed up during the Third Harvesting War. At this point, the group became known as the Three Moons Initiative. Currently, Gerard acts as the human leader of both the military and the civilians of the initiative. Many of their local media outlets accuse him of abusing his authoritarian power for personal gain. So, to assuage these concerns, he undergoes annual humbling sessions. These sessions are top secret and carried out by Jalakara himself, involving excruciating physical and psychological torture. After these humbling sessions were put into place, media outlets have accused the president of ineptitude and indecisiveness.
So what? So what folk doing? He what religion? What religion is that? What is it? Is it denomination? Whatever, man. Which one is that? Where they lash themselves? Is that Catholicism? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? I only went one route with it until I was done with it. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I study, man. You feel me? I do not mind explaining myself, though. Anybody got any questions about, you know what I'm saying, anything, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna necessarily say I'm a complete open book, but, you know, certain information I don't mind giving, because I think that everybody should know a little something, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I ain't here to argue with you about what somebody else said. Somebody else said something that's so unbelievable, I got to go see it for myself. You feel me? So I pick up a book, like, be like, damn. And then I do the cross reference. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got taught how to do research. We were all taught how to do research. You feel me? Get it in. It's time to get it in. Like, right now is that time, y'all, to use these devices and these computers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, for real.
So clearly the sessions did something.
I mean,
aside from the president, 13 other individuals are allowed
beat
to
your back out
directly
with a
address
stick, bro.
Jalakara,
I mean, what else
and
you
they
gonna
make
do?
up the Central Cabal. The Central Cabal is granted a small portion of Jalakara's power,
See, that's
but
what I was
they
waiting
primarily act as Jalakara's advisors
That's what
for
I
any
was waiting on.
interactions with humanity.
So what did you?
Jalakara uses its abilities to provide the initiative with energy and resources. And in return, the initiative worship it as a deity, carry out its wishes, and allow it the final say in all administrative matters.
Because I know how y'all like to change names.
The presence of a deity in charge of the initiative is part of why the Foundation really doesn't trust the group, as this is a non-human running a group that apparently has humanity's best interests at heart.
Yeah, like the people y'all.
Let's look at how they might take care of humanity's best interests, though, by looking at a few anomalies they've been responsible for. One avenue they've approached is the continued moral safeguarding of humanity, as they're consistently concerned with the sins of those that die and enter Corbinic. To better guide humanity's morals, they sent us SCP-3922, a small metal cylinder with 3 moons engraved on one side and the word reassurance on the other. It was found by the Foundation at a garage sale in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where the owner described it as a sort of morality filter for the TV. When placed within 1 meter of a television set or computer, the cylinder will alter the contents of any video played. Additional characters or elements will appear in the footage, typically armed with high-powered energy-based weaponry and other futuristic equipment, and will punish any and all crimes committed during the video. The severity of the punishment is always in line with the rating of the rest of the content, however, so Winnie the Pooh won't be decapitated for ruining Rabbit's garden. At the end of each modified video, 3 moon symbols will be shown, along with the initiative slogan, "You are watched, you are protected, you are loved." Let's look at some specific examples then.
Alright, I'm gonna go do some research on these guys.
A modified copy of the animated film Pinocchio showed a tactical squadron of advanced troops arriving on Pleasure Island in dropships,
what they lying about?
transforming the transformed donkeys back into children, using devices labeled Tactical Undonkification Ordnance. The coachman, responsible for tricking and taking the children, is instantly vaporized by a bombardment of energy weapon fire. Lampwick is taken to a substance abuse rehabilitation center. Monstro the whale is disintegrated by an orbital energy weapon. The Blue Fairy is arrested for unlicensed reanimation of plant tissue. And Pinocchio is informed by a tactical child psychiatry associate that real boyhood is subjective. In an altered copy of The Dark Knight, the Joker is killed by several combat drones utilizing plasma-based weaponry. Bruce Wayne is taken into custody for 39 separate counts of extortion, and the film ends with initiative troops taking control of Gotham City until law and order can be restored. In a copy of the film Space Jam, it is presented as a biographical drama of the life of Michael Jordan, with no cartoon characters present. At one point, though, a character mentions a news story in which a corrupt intergalactic amusement park was destroyed by initiative troops, but Michael dismisses the story as ridiculous. As a particularly graphic example, a copy of the 1975 film Salo was used, which involves 4 wealthy men in fascist Italy who kidnap 18 young men and women and perform unspeakable torture on them. In the altered copy, the 4 men are quickly terminated by sniper fire, and the footage cuts to the desert of Corbinic, where the 4 now dead men are picked up by initiative ships and taken to a facility where they are submerged in tanks filled with gel, a process that seems to be extremely painful. The remaining 8 hours of footage simply shows the men in the tanks, their faces distorted in pain and agony, where they will apparently be kept for quite some time. The ending card is also altered in this footage, instead reading, "You have been warned." The initiative have become the judges, juries, and executioners of the afterlife, and want to warn humanity to live good lives, or there will be consequences. Speaking of punishing fascists, the 3 Moons Initiative seems to be especially concerned with that, as they also sent us SCP-2578. 2578 is a series of phenomena.
I gotta see if you're saying
resulted in the
Corbin
deaths of
or
at least 100
Corvin.
humans since 1995. These individuals all share some common traits, as they were political figures intending to engage in activities such as ethnic cleansing, government-sponsored slavery, war crimes, and establishment of absolute control of the national press, media, and religion. All of these individuals also possessed the full capabilities to carry out these political activities had they not died. 72 hours prior to each of their deaths, the individual will receive an email from a sender listed only as the 3 moon symbol, and the text will always be consistent. It opens with the Latin phrase, sic semper tyrannis, meaning thus always to tyrants, and the subject's latitude and longitude coordinates. The first message will contain the number 144, and the text, I never miss my mark, abdicate and you will live, in a number of different languages. Every 30 minutes, another email will be received, with the number decreased by 1 until it reaches 0. The subject can stop this countdown by resigning from their post, or stopping the offending crimes, or surrendering to a war crimes tribunal or resistance movement, or, of course, suicide. If not, however, when the countdown reaches 0, a hole will appear throughout the individual's body, starting at the top of their head and ending at their groin, inevitably killing them. This execution occurs regardless of where the individual is located, with no damage to any of the surrounding area. After the death of the individual, or if they manage to stop the event from occurring, an email will be sent to a number of people associated with the individual, typically informing them of the event and encouraging them to abandon their fear of tyranny, and letting them know that the 3 Moons Initiative will always watch, protect, and love them. In 2016, the Foundation managed to track down the machine responsible, a metallic spacecraft about 3 meters in length that travels around Earth's atmosphere to carry out the events. It uses its tail to fire a projectile that is not currently understood by the Foundation to execute the individuals. I'm sure the execution is just the start of their problems, though, once these individuals arrive in Corbinic to be judged. So it would seem that the 3 Moons Initiative primarily care about us not especially due to an interest in our prolonged existence, but rather that we live good, moral lives so we avoid punishment in the afterlife. The punishment that they themselves will carry out. This lends a very weird, authoritarian feel to the initiative, who enforce a moral life based on their ideas of morality, backed by a deific spider reality bender. There is definite cause for concern by the Foundation, especially since the 3 Moons can't seem to handle every problem in their own dimension, let alone ours. SCP-3768 is a ritual involving 3.7 grams of zinc, at least 400 grams of table salt, no more than 5 grams of silver, and 7 honeybee carcasses. If placed around a civilian FM radio in a specific formation within 500 kilometers of Baltimore, Maryland, the radio will be able to access an anomalous radio station. The station identifies itself as 3 Moons Public Radio, and features a constant stream of news and editorials from Corbinic. The host has allegedly never gone off the air for the last 300 years, and identifies as a 27-year-old female of French-Senegalese descent named Julie Niang. Whether or not she's related to Gerard Niang isn't stated. Examples of a few recordings show Julie wishing a region or town named Drysedge good morning at 8 a.m. Old Eastern Standard Time, and says that it's 62 degrees out, so wear a light jacket if headed to the Meat Tree Market. A piece of news discusses the Elephant King of the Marble Hall, who announced that he's temporarily sober for the first time in 300 years. In regards to the 30,000 captives of his so-called meat orgies, the Elephant King responded with, "This was never a part of the plan. The Soma was tainted from the start. None of us can stop. I cannot stop. I am scared. Please help us." In an interview with what seems to be John Lennon, he discusses his song Imagine and the irony of the afterlife of Corbinic, which is both heaven and hell at the same time, and contains a few trillion countries, all locked in a war with one another. When asked about the Strider situation, he mentions that he's got a song about it on his upcoming album, titled Dead Monkey, Good Monkey, which is a particularly angry track. He notes that the Striders gave peace a chance, but then ate it like everything else. In another news story, the Central Cabal unanimously passed the mandatory Pan-Corbinese Human Sterilization Act, which would result in the forced sterilization of everyone on Corbinic, preventing them from having any more children. This resulted in plenty of controversy, as some believed the right to conceive children was inalienable. But the reasoning for the act was because children born in Corbinic are mortal, unlike those born outside of Corbinic. When a mortal person dies in Corbinic, they are sent to the sister universe, aka our universe, where they are then immortal. Basically, it's a reversal of situations, and the president says that although Corbinic is designed for immortals, our universe is not. This means that for those that become immortal in our universe, they'll either end up floating through space in some sort of unending nightmare, or end up in Foundation custody, neither of which is a happy, free scenario. The Three Moons press secretary, Lyndon B. Johnson, assures that the sterilization process is painless, non-invasive.
Bro, that's practically freaking kidnapping. I don't give a deal if I'm alive and I've been here for 1,000 years and I've seen it out. I don't care. That does not give you a right to lock me up. Okay, so my camera just went out. So we're gonna have to just finish with vocals. Let's get it.
And doesn't affect libido. So that's nice. The real breaking news comes next, though, with the announcement that the Witch Queen of Bogle Mountain died of liver failure. This came as quite a shock, as the Initiative and residents of Corbinic all assumed her to be immortal. Her last words were reportedly translated to be, "I find food planet." It's believed by the Initiative that the Witch Queen will go the same way as that of Corbinic-born humans, meaning she'll end up in our universe. The Initiative sends the Foundation a note, letting them know that at some point in the coming months, the reality-warping, 10-kilometer-tall immortal primate known as the Witch Queen is going to enter a trajectory in our universe en route to Earth. If attacked before arrival, there's a negligible chance of neutralization, but if attacked when she's at all close to Earth, this chance drops to 0. They also note that she's aware of SCP-3319, which the Foundation could use to try and travel to another solar system, but she's going to smash it first to prevent that. The precogs in the Initiative's R&D predict a best possible outcome of losing only 89.5% of humanity. To reassure the Foundation, they say that they've fought 5 wars against the Witch Queen and her Striders, and won 2 of them. They also note that this is the angriest they've seen Jalakara in a millennium, as his grudge with the Witch Queen predates multicellular life. This is not incredibly reassuring, though, as it begs the question of why Jalakara hasn't dealt with such a hated enemy beforehand. The note ends by them saying that even if the Witch Queen does cause their extinction, drinks are on them when we all arrive in Corbinic. You are watched, you are protected, and win or lose, you are loved. Well, yes, yet another eldritch entity on the way to Earth to wipe out all life, so nothing really new there. The interesting thing to take away from this one, though, is that if someone is born in Corbinic, they'll eventually die and become immortal in our world. This explains the old man that the Foundation stumbled upon in their incursions into Corbinic, who they witnessed dying, despite everyone seeming to be immortal. Another takeaway is that there are many different universes which contain Earth that all connect to Corbinic, which is why it's stated that there are trillions of countries in Corbinic. However, what isn't quite as clear is which one of these universes a person goes to if they die in Corbinic, or do they somehow go to all of them? Corbinic is a really interesting setting, which by itself doesn't have a great deal to do with the SCP Foundation and the anomalous situation on Earth. The Three Moons Initiative, however, adds a nice touch to things to connect the two dimensions, as they not only care about our human population, but every human population across the multiverse. They want us all to live good, moral lives so that we can someday die, come to Corbinic, be judged, and fall under the Three Moons' purview. As time goes on, the initiative is going to grow larger and larger and become more technologically proficient, not to mention their patron deity, who has his own thoughts on the matter. Who's to say they won't eventually decide to save some time and just wipe us all out, so we can immediately join them in Corbinic, or perhaps do something worse. Well, it's always nice to think there's some purely altruistic groups out there that just want to keep us safe. The Foundation is certainly not convinced that the Three Moons Initiative is one of them.
I don't know, y'all. So I'm gonna have to do some thinking on this. But let's see what this ends up in. Would you or not? What the hell? Get out the pit. Get out. We are not asking for you to believe this story. Indeed, skepticism is a sign of healthy mind. All of us were like you once, with all our biases in science and religions, and or lack thereof. You may keep your your perceived notions for now. All we ask is that you remember what you have read here, and when your time comes, when you close your eyes in this world and open them to three moons in the sky of green, you will remember you were guardian angels, or who your guardian angels are, and join us. I apologize. I think that Cosmos was actually trying to tell me you are the guardian angels. A secret there, y'all jot that down. Anyways, you're watched, you're the protected, you are loved. And three moons. Okay, so we still need to find out what them three moons are, the academics, you know what I mean? I mean, they seem like their intentions are the very good. Let's do the card flip, let's see. Yeah. I mean, not many resonations. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I wasn't expecting it to. It's more really about the information that these entities are bringing. These extraterrestrials. The sky of green. That's green light energy. So this may be a definitely a higher dimension that positive entities can be on. But don't hold me to that. That's why I want to do further research to see exactly which dimension these three moons are on, and who's actually running the show there. I mean, because they could be agreeables, and they're working with the Galactic Federation and others to bring closure to the behind the scenes things, right? But here we definitely have to go in and do our due diligence. That's why they say you may keep your perceived notions for now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of those. We have to wait it out and see, or we need to dig deeper about these moons in this initiative and see. I mean, because if they're guardians of the galaxy, you know what I mean? Because that's what it sounds like. The guardians of the galaxy. I mean, all these switching up of the names, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff we got to watch out for. You know what I mean? Like, for real, class. We got to watch out for the old okie doke switcheroos. You can never take everything for face value, especially when they're giving you old ancient histories. They love to twist the narratives and control narratives by twisting them names, for one. And sometimes the name ain't even got to be totally different. They could just interchange the letters around. You know what I mean? Like this Corbin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to figure it out. You feel me? But I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors would definitely walk me through it. Higher self is definitely walking me through it. And we're going to get to these conclusions, and we're going to make sure that we have receipts on the conclusions that we draw. Yeah. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all don't forget to keep y'all head on that swivel out there. Do not forget to keep yourself spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally protected. I know it's just my voice. I do apologize. My cam just went. Yeah. I got to see what's up. So yeah. Yeah. Y'all, CT, okay? CT. Keep your CT on. You feel me? Y'all keep operating in love. Keep vibing high. You know what I'm saying? Please do some due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Work that intuition. Don't let the intuition work you, you know what I'm saying, and overwork you to the point where it's just, you know what I mean? Like, work with your intuition. Work with your discernment. Know what you're getting yourself into, and due diligence, and that part of the knowledge, it's going to take you a long way. You know what I mean? It's going to give you a deeper understanding, and these people won't just be talking over your head. And I'm not just talking about those that brings out this SCP information. I'm talking about just in general. There's a lot of double speaking and forked tongue action going on. You cannot, trust me. I know that the real saying should be trust no one, and that's why I'm just like saying, like, hey, don't believe me. Just do the research, and don't deceive yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the message of the day. Do the research. Don't be surface with it. And don't deceive yourself. You feel me? They cannot control you if you got your mind. But without it, you're already dying. Peace and love to all the guys and goddesses.